Astragalus root can be one of your most important anti-aging herbs going. One of the things that causes aging, of course, is oxidative stress and too many oxidants and not enough antioxidants to balance the oxidants. Of course, you do need oxidants to survive. It's not a matter of you only need antioxidants. That's not true at all, but sometimes we have too much oxidative stress. Now, that's one of the things that causes aging, but the other side of it is you have a limit of cell division whereby the telomeres on the ends of the end caps of the chromosomes are shortened by small amounts each time the cells divide, and the cells can only divide so many times. So telomeres at birth are about 8,000 base pairs long, and at 35 years old, when you're about 35, you're about 3,000 base pairs long. By the time you're 65, they're 1,500 base pairs long. So what does astragalus root do? It actually, see, you like that? It actually helps lengthen the telomeres in the cells where they are critically short, which is the most important place. In other words, if, say, your telomeres always remained at 3,000 base pairs and it kept lengthening the, I'm just giving a reference there, a number reference, but they kept lengthening the telomeres where they're critically short and they never got to be critically short, well, that's the big age limiting stumbling block that we have. I mean, sure, if you overcome the oxidative stress and the toxins and you get the right nutrition, you still got that problem where your cell division can only happen so many times. That's why typically they say the maximum age limit is 120 years. You can see that's in the Bible too. But if the telomeres were able to be extended infinitely, that's the number one blockage. Your life would be hundreds of years. I don't know what the next step would be after that, but your lifespan would literally be hundreds of years. If you can lengthen the telomeres in your body, you will actually reverse age, provided you're not you're not going to lengthen the telomeres in your body if you're subjected to a lot of stress, oxidative stress, and things like that. But you're not going to do it. In other words, if you're doing everything correctly nutritionally and with supplementation of vitamins, minerals, and trace minerals, getting enough sunshine, exercise, then you add the astragalus root extract. And this extract, I get the extract because actually it's a 4-to-1 concentration of the herb itself. So for 250 milligrams, you're getting like 1,000 milligrams of the herb. So it's like, it doesn't seem like you have to take as much. Now, they have isolated in the astragalus root itself the thing that actually causes the telomeres to lengthen. I think they call it TA65. But I'm an advocate of not just taking an isolate of a root. I mean, maybe that's good to take in addition to the astragalus root, but the astragalus root contains over 200 different elements that they have discovered so far, right? Just catch a genius, I can tell you that right now. And it has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. It has antiviral properties. It can help the immune system. It can help boost the immune system. So it's great with your body's defenses, okay? And not just with longevity. It's great for overall health. So it's sometimes I look at why would you want to just take one portion of the root? I guess you'd want to get that concentrated part that is the main area that causes the telomeres to lengthen. Sure, you want to maybe take that concentrated, but then again, you don't want to miss out on the whole root. The other thing is, you really just can't take this and ignore oxidative issues with oxidative stress. Like, I don't for one single thing I could think of, there's a lot of different things out there that work good against oxidative stress in the body and help heal. Vitamin C is probably the biggest, number one. So if you take some good quality vitamin C with bioflavonoids and wild rose hips, you'll be okay. Now, of course, you have to have essential oils of, all three types. And actually I like getting them from just a fish, not just a fish, but also the plant variety, the flax borage and fish oil variety. So sometimes that's a good way to get it. But I was taking this for a while, and then I stopped taking it because I take a lot of different things. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep this in the bathroom sink at night. So if I wake up at night, I'll take a couple of these pills or something like that. And this way, I'll get the benefit of it while I'm sleeping. Because the logic is, if you take some of these vitamins, like you don't want to take B vitamins right before you go to sleep because they will keep you awake. But when does your body really repair? It's while you're sleeping. So if you take something like this right before you go to sleep, my logic is that it's going to do you the most good. Because, you're going to sleep, you had your meal hours before, your stomach's empty, you take the Astragalus root extract, it's going to get in where it needs to go, and then your body's you're sleeping, so your body's doing the repairing. Now, I know there's a lot of other things out there that there's even frequencies that are used to help repair DNA. I actually have a set of frequencies that I can't give out on the internet because it's a patented thing, it's a sequence, but I could actually tell you that the 528 frequency is noted for DNA repair, but it's actually 527.9 if you want to get exactly accurate, if you're actually into doing some frequencies for DNA repair. I'm not 100% sure how well the frequencies work. I'm pretty sure that the positive offset of the power zapper, and actually I'm a big fan of the 10,000 frequency, has a lot of health benefits. Just my opinion. Because it seems to be one of the most widely used frequencies in the consolidated annotated frequency list. But that's another technology, but it's a technology I like because you don't have to keep buying something. But then again, I'm not sure if that technology can replace exactly what this does, the Astragalus root extract. Now, there's actually ways you could actually take the molecular weight of the TA65 and run a frequency for it. Trouble is, I'm not really sure if that is actually doing the same thing as taking the physical root itself or the ingredient itself. I know I kind of went off on a tangent here, but there's maybe it's addressing some questions that some other people might have. I'm not totally convinced that running the molecular weight frequency of a substance like a vitamin C or something or an herb is the same thing as taking that herb or that vitamin. When you're looking at all the biological processes and sequences that go on, it may not be. So I think frequencies have a benefit and they have a help to the body because the body's actually all body cells are like little batteries. They have a little battery voltage. They run at a specific frequency when they're healthy, and they run at a lower frequency when they're not healthy. And actually, herbs have a higher frequency than even whole foods, or even organically grown whole foods. Herbs have a higher frequency. Now, if you get into high-quality essential oils, they'll even have a higher frequency than the high-quality herbs. But that's an issue in general. Like, if you raise the frequency and your energy levels of your cells, your body cells, you will, basically you're not going to age. That's really one of the theories out there. But, possibly that's a way that you're also protecting or helping lengthen the telomeres on your chromosomes. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it could be done with frequencies also, or essential oils. But since this is a 2,000-year-old or more tested Chinese herb, and the Chinese are being noted now for really getting into the realm of more and more longevity. Why not go with the time-tested method? But I personally am still researching. I do have a patented list of a sequence of frequencies that are known to be anti-aging, but since it's a patented list, I cannot put it out on the internet. I run it through this Spooky 2 remote, but I'm not sure how well that's actually doing, what it's actually doing, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure what this is doing, because I can't. This is an herb that when I take it, I do not feel a response. If I take a lot of activated charcoal, which is a detoxifier, within a few hours I'll feel more energetic. If I take a lot of kelp, which contains a lot of iodine, within that same day or within maybe 24 hours, I'll feel a lot more energetic. This type of thing, when you're taking Astragalus root, and I take it's the extract, which is a concentrated 4-to-1 ratio of the herb. So in other words, it's concentrated 4 times the herb in a capsule, because you need a lot of it for it to work anyway. This, I cannot tell any kind of immediate response. But then the actual effects may be there years later, and you'll never notice. You know, maybe 10, 15 years from now, you're saying, oh, I'm still fine, but what did it do? Well, I feel fine. Maybe that's what it did. Maybe just the fact that you feel fine, that's what it did. And that is one of the problems with staying on with these things, because it does take a discipline. The one things I've always do is I've always take at least 20-something thousand milligrams of vitamin C a day. I take 4 capsules, which is actually the recommended daily allowance is 3 capsules of Nature's Way Whole Food Alive Energizer vitamins. So I take 33% more than what they actually recommend you take daily, and I always take that. But there's many things I take in rotational sequence. I have been taking recently also more magnesium, because I noticed the Nature's Way does not have the full doses of magnesium in it. But I'm thinking that I want to keep this as part of my regimen, because even though maybe I'm doing everything else right, there's nothing that can really replace this, unless we discover for sure any set of frequencies that are beneficial in lengthening the telomeres. I might know what they are. I can't put them on the internet here, but I'm not 100% sure, because frequency technology is not 2,000 years old or more. This herbal remedies are proven and 2,000 years old. They're not just anti-aging, but they're also anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, and also immune system boosting. So there's quite a bit that's done that they can do. I'm not sure if we can give them the gold digger to cat here, but I'm curious. She's got some cat vitamins coming here pretty soon. I got some coming from Chewy.com. Some high quality ones. I've been giving her high quality food and carbon C60 and olive oil, and she did get a lot better, but I don't think she's 100% yet. So, anyway. There was a guy, if you look on Wikipedia, cats out in the wild, they only live maybe a max of 2 or 3 years. They used to live maybe 8 to 10 years, not that, maybe 50 years ago. Now the cat food's gotten a lot better. The cats typically are living like 15, 20 years or more. There's a guy that I think was out in Texas. He had a cat that lived to be 38 years old, and he had another one that lived to be 35. And you know what he did? He made his own cat food. He cooked up his own cat food. I mean, I'm mentioning that because you think, who the hell knows? Cats could probably be around 100, 200 years for all we know. And it's amazing. If a cat's lifespan basically doubled in the last 50 years, domestic cats. Why can't this be with humans? I think the one limiting factor that we got today is, okay, we got access to the internet where we could buy herbs and supplements, and some people are aware of this. Maybe they're not buying the best ones. But we're also exposed to a lot more toxins. And also, our medical system is, it's good when you need it for an absolute emergency. But, say, for instance, you have pre-diabetic condition, they start giving you medicines for that. These medicines are very toxic. You're better off fixing the problem. If it's not really critical to have it fixed right now, you're better off fixing it with nutrition. And I think once you get on the roll with lots of different medicines, that's actually contributing to the shortening of your lifespan. And actually, I think the lifespan in the United States has been decreasing slightly over the last several years, which I think is 100%, not 100%, but largely due to the medical system, but also due to the processed foods and things. So, it's good to get, some people say, why buy all this? But I'll never buy a bag of, junk food, okay? And if you look at some of this junk food, that stuff's expensive. I mean, you could buy, so maybe this is 2, 4, 6, 8, or maybe a pack of cigarettes costs more than that. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 packs of cigarettes, right? It costs way more than that. So I don't do that. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't eat any junk food. So, is it a waste of money to do that? Well, I sure don't waste money in other areas, so why, I don't think it's that much of a waste. So it's probably going to work, but like I said, I'm going to try to take this, I'm going to put it near, when I go to sleep nearby, this extract. So I'll take this pill right before I go to sleep, because the body repairs itself when you sleep. So I figure that'll be the thing, but, it's going to take a lot longer to know if this works or not. It's going to be, it's like, you'll find out if you planted a seed and you're waiting for grass to grow. That'll grow a lot faster before you notice the effects of this stuff, probably. So, it's not something you're going to see right away. I think that's why a lot of people don't do it. So it takes a lot of discipline to actually keep on with this stuff. So, but I like to see my cat live to be about 50 years old too, so at least you break a new record, right, Gold Digger? Huh? You sweetie pie, aren't you? Yeah.